Okay, so we stopped at Shakyamuni Buddha has infinite powers in guiding erring beings, human beings or creatures, sentient beings which are making the mistakes, to understand the dissimilarity, to understand the difference between the basis of happiness and the sorrow in the world. Shakyamuni Buddha's first teaching was the Four Noble Truths. Yes, there is a truth. Yes, there is suffering. He didn't say life is suffering, he said there is suffering. Then he said there's a path that leads to suffering, and then he said the suffering can stop, the cessation of suffering. And then he talked about there's a path that leads to stop of suffering, the cessation of suffering. So the Four Noble Truths, so that's the difference between happiness and sorrow in the world. Their escorts or attendants offered homage. So the other Buddhas from the different world systems and their escorts or their attendants, they offered homage, basically paid respect to the honored one. They paid respect to Shakyamuni Buddha for being willing to teach them the differences between what gives happiness and what gives sorrow and suffering. So the honored one, referring to the Shakyamuni Buddha, smiled and radiated multi-radiant beams of infinite compassion. So the Buddha smiled, and then these lights came from him, and these are lights of compassion, infinite compassion, lights of supreme wisdom, benevolence, kindness, and so on. And he sent into space the sounds of the 6 paramitas. Paramita is a Sanskrit or Indian word which means wisdom, the 6 tools. So the sound of compassion, the 6 vehicles, I guess. The sounds of compassion, the sounds of charity, the sounds of emancipation, freedom and liberty, liberation, the sounds of happiness, and the sounds of transcendental wisdom. So these 6 practices of a Buddhist person are manifested in the light and the sound that Buddha has manifested. And they said when somebody is speaking the truth, they can speak very loud and very strongly. So the Buddha here, when he is expounding the truth or the Dharma, he is roaring like a lion, very loud, with much confidence. And the roar is very great, and it sounds like lightning, thunderclap, and a great number of other indescribable sounds. I guess it's like in a party they have firecrackers. So this is just what they have heard and they have seen, according to Anand, Buddha's cousin. So the sentient beings from the 10 quarters of space in this world and additional worlds, which is, we talked about the 10 directions earlier on, and then they have all come to the Tavatraya Trimsa, which is the Tavatimsa, heaven. And the other beings, the other Buddhas and Mahabodhisattvas, also came from Tusita heaven, Nirmamaranti heaven, Paramirmita Vasavartin heaven, and Brahma Parisyada heaven. The different names of different heavens where these Buddhas and Bodhisattvas have come from. Brahma Purohita's heaven, just basically just saying Kerman, Ban, Abadan, just name of different places. Really, there's not much significance for, I guess, people like you and us. Mahabrahman heaven, the big, remember the Maha Bodhisattva, Maha means big, Maha Brahman heaven, and from numerous other heavens. So this is who they are, where they are from, why they are here, and what they have thought about Shakyamuni Buddha's teachings. And not only were the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas there, the Devas, some kind of a spirits or ghosts and dragons, creatures from the seas, they have all come. And also creatures from the other world systems. They were aware of this teaching, so they have all come to listen to it. Human world, just like in the human world, sometimes maybe a spirit could come to your house when you are giving some talk about some sort. So other spirits, such the spirits of the sea, the storms, the rivers, the trees, the hills. The American Indians talk about having spirits and ghosts of the nature. So here's what they are referring to: the spirits and ghosts of the hills, the earth, the spring, spirits of the fields, day and night, spirits of the empty spaces, the skies, and the spirits of drinks and food, and spirits of the grass and wood, and all the other spirits. So this is just to describe, okay, so we had a party, who all came. So I'm going to stop over here for today, for this section of it. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon.